Kiki Classic Rock.
Bruce Springsteen is the next musician to have sold it all. He sold it, man. Bruce Springsteen. I cannot believe. I think it's crazy. I think it's insane what is happening with everybody selling their stuff. It's like I could just have a yard sale for everybody. Hello, hire me to have a yard sale for you, but you can't like sell a song at a yard sale. Can't. People want to pay 50 cents for it. It is reported that he is selling the entire kit and caboodle to Sony for $500 million. $500 million. Bruce Springsteen selling the whole entire package.
It's going to take Sony a long time to make that money back. That's a lot of money.
I mean, it's a pretty good payday for one guy. He's one guy.
But
he's one Bruce, one boss.
But all these people are selling the catalogs and everything else because they're all getting older, man. And, you know, you might as well cash in while you're still here, you know?
But if you think about it, Motley Crue is purportedly getting $150 million, but they're four guys.
Right.
So they have to split that four ways. Bruce is getting $500 million, which is equal to $500 million for one dude.
Right, because he's born to run. I'm telling you.
I mean, that's just crazy. So not too long ago, Bruce was trying to sell the catalog for $350 million.
Right.
So how does that happen? Sony goes, you know what?
Right.
We're going to give you $150 million extra if you sell it to us.
They want to close the deal. They want to get, you want $350 million? We're going to give you $500 million. Okay, done deal. Bye. Merry Christmas. That's it.
I mean, like, is that how it works? Like, you go out there. Okay, I'm gonna sell my radio show for $25 gazillion. Now watch. I'm going to get a call.
Right.
I'm going to get a call from iHeartRadio, and they're going to say, "Listen, no, we're going to give you $30 gazillion for your radio show." And I'm going to say, you know what? Okay.
No.
Okay.
You can't put a price on this.
No, you can't.
You can't put a price on music.
Nope.
You can't put a price on music. You can't put a price on people. You cannot put a...
You certainly can't put a price on music because that's what they're doing.
But that's fine. But we're not doing it because this is about family. This is about our radio family. This is about keeping this old geezer happy.
So Sony bought this, is buying it for $500 million. Did you guys have a Sony Walkman in the 80s? I did. I didn't keep it, but I walked around with that thing. I thought I was the coolest girl on the block, walking around with my little metal headband headphones and the little styrofoam things that went over your ears, and then they started to fall apart. They would crumble. And then when you would take the headphones off, you'd have like black stuff on your face. Remember those? And then play the cassette player on the little Sony Walkman. Oh my God. You know what? Those were the days. But I'm not even kidding you. But Kiki, those were the flipping days.
Kiki, how often did you have to change the batteries in your Sony?
All the time.
All the time.
It just ate up the batteries. And I couldn't understand why the batteries got corroded too. And I'm like, I'm playing. Like I listened to it, had the radio and the cassette player. And the batteries would just get corroded. Trust me, I used it all the time.
Right.
So it is being said that this could be the biggest payout to date to a solo act. His family and their future family will be all set, like forever.
What do you mean future family? You mean his
$500 million will carry them a bit,
right?
Like through maybe 3 or 4 generations. It depends on how the inflation goes.
Generations shouldn't get it. They didn't work for it. Bruce just cash in the deal and have a good life, man. I mean, he is. I mean, he deserves it.
I mean, he's the boss. That's why he's getting $500 million. I love it. I mean, and think about it. Bosses always make out better. You know, if you're not a boss,
oh my God,
you're not making $500 million.
Right.
Apparently. Now, Bruce and John Mellencamp released a great song in September called Wasted Days. So did he sell that too? Like, is that part of the deal? I don't know. So what I'm saying, here's what I'm suggesting. If I was his friend, and I'm not, again, you know, I wanted to be Paul McCartney's friend yesterday, but if I was Bruce Springsteen's friend, I would suggest to him, you know what, B? That's what I would call it, B.
B?
I would keep one song, just as like a little memento. And I would suggest that he keep Dancing in the Dark. You know why?
That's a great song.
You know why?
I love that song.
Remember the late Clarence Clemens playing the whole saxophone thing in the video?
Yeah.
And then let's talk about when Bruce is doing the video, how tight his pants were.
Wow.
And his little shirt was unbuttoned just enough.
What are you talking
And his
about?
face was just so pretty.
Oh, pretty.
Then he's
Yeah.
doing the video and he's dancing, no guitar in his hand. And then
Guitar.
he
Yeah.
puts out his hand
Yeah, his hand.
to grab who?
Grab
Who did
who?
Bruce Springsteen grab from the audience in that video?
Chrissy Brinkley? No, I don't know.
Courtney Cox.
Oh,
Courtney
no.
Cox.
No, really?
And after that,
Well, they're dancing.
guess what?
They were dancing the dock together.
She became so uber famous after
Uber.
that
Took it over?
appearance in his video.
She took an Uber back then. Wow,
And she had a little pixie haircut
Pixie.
and she's doing this with her
Yeah.
hair on the stage.
Yeah,
And then she was a friend. She
Really?
became a friend. And honestly, what great memories. So Bruce, if you're listening, but I know you're not, just keep one song
Right.
for yourself.
so you think he should
Don't
keep?
don't give them all away.
Just,
Like a keychain.
Right.
You know, when you go to like the Alamo and say, I got to get a keychain from the Alamo.
what are you talking about?
Let me keep one song for myself.
So you think he should keep dancing in the dark?
I think that's the one he should keep.
It's funny that you say that because I worked at a radio station back in Worcester years ago, and we played mostly AOR, which is an album, just kind of like soft rock or whatever. But we got to play Dancing in the Dark, and every time I play that, I always get yelled at by the program director because I talk it up like a top 40 song. I wasn't supposed to do that. I think Dancing in the Dark has special memories for me.
It's a great song.
Yes,
I think,
it
and if he doesn't want to keep that one,
Right,
maybe just gift it to me.
right,
Like I would take the song,
right,
and you know what? I would be a great keeper of it. I would keep it clean.
right.
I would put it away for safekeeping. I wouldn't do anything bad with that song. So
Right.
I just one. I'm not asking for a lot.
The radio station
Coming
I
out
worked
loud.
at was WXLO.
So who is next to sell it all? I'm thinking you've got the Rolling Stones. They haven't sold out yet.
They're not going to solve. They're not.
And the
gonna solve.
Beatles, the whole Beatles catalog. Now,
Nah.
do you guys remember that whole thing? Michael Jackson purchased a majority of the Beatles catalog for $47 million. And him and Paul McCartney were friends at the time.
Right.
But then Paul got really mad at Michael
Why?
for doing that because
Why?
he actually outbid Paul.
Really?
And it was like a whole big thing. So 7
Right.
years after Michael passed away, Sony paid his estate $750 million for the rest of his shares in the company, which included
Yeah.
the Beatles catalog that he had possession of.
Possession.
Now, Paul McCartney started to legally regain ownership of the Beatles music, and Sony ATV eventually settled. So it sounds like Paul has everything back in his possession. The catalog, the rights, everything.
Yeah.
And the Beatles catalog is estimated to be worth over $1 billion.
Well, it should be. That's right.
Absolutely. I mean, I can't even imagine if he tried to sell that. I don't even know if you could put a price on the Beatles catalog
You can't.
because that started everything.
You can't.
You
You can't.
It just did. Now now that I'm saying that, I wonder if Elvis's estate still has all of his music rights. I don't know. It's interesting to me, but the fact that everybody, while it's a living estate, they're selling their catalogs. I don't know. I don't know, maybe like loan it out. Like it's like a pawn shop. You know what I mean? You go and just lend it. So if you need the cash, I don't know. I don't like, it just feels dirty. I don't know.